So here's the question. You ask if the clutch is slipping. It's possible, but there's a real easy way to tell. And what I tell people to do is to find a really good traction surface like pavement and put a really good load. So, get it to where it's going and then drag the rear brake. So do not touch the clutch, just drag the rear brake. And as you drag the rear brake, if it bogs the motor down, quite a bit, and you keep pushing on the brake more and more, and it bogs it down to where it's going to stall, or not totally where it's going to stall, but it brings it down. Yeah. Your clutch is good. Okay. But if you're riding along and you drag your rear brake and you push more, and you notice that the motor doesn't bog down, your clutch is slipping.
Gotcha. Okay, just put more resistance on the clutch.
Yeah, and so I mostly notice this with guys on cable actuated adventure bikes that are having a hard time with their clutch because they're slipping. They're basically trying to take a motor that's making at the time 30 or 40 horsepower, and they're trying to reduce it down to like 5 or 6 because that's all they really needed. So they turn the throttle too much and start slipping the clutch or pumping the clutch or whatever, and the clutch heats up and they go, it's my clutch fried. So I hop on their bike, and this is what I do. I hop on their bike, and I can do it on dirt because I know that once I start loading the brake, the traction doesn't matter too much anymore because the brake is what's determining. And then I just start riding the brake, and I got the bike, no clutch, the clutch is completely disengaged, and I start just dragging the brake and lifting it up and dragging the brake and lifting it up, and that's going to determine the tone of the motor. If when I drag the brake, it doesn't affect the tone of the motor, the pull of the motor, the right amount, then I know the clutch is slipping. And if I really want to test it, then I'm dragging the brake, and then I touch the clutch a little bit. And when you touch the clutch, if it revs up and you let go of the clutch and it drops right back down, guess what? Clutch is good.
Gotcha.
If you touch the clutch, and you're still not in the super danger zone with the clutch. If you're dragging, you touch the clutch and it revs up, and then it takes a long time to bog right down. It doesn't bog right down. Getting worse. The plates, I'll call them glazed. Okay. They're not fried yet. They're glazed because it doesn't want to, when you let it back out, it takes a while for it to settle back in.
So it's barely gripping instead of.
Yeah. So that's how you test the clutch.